It is Thursday, May 12th. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. And now a guy who's hoping our road games include Hawaii, Puerto Rico, Tahiti, and Trussville, Alabama, J.P. Shadrick.
Welcome in. It is Jaguars Happy Hour on a Thursday afternoon. My name's J.P. Shadrick. We have a busy show ahead of us tonight. Jeff Lageman, Jaguars Analyst, with us. A rookie minicamp preview. The rookies are arriving today. They'll be on the field tomorrow and Saturday inside the bank. What to expect for the rookies in their first time around here. The schedule released tonight. You might have heard 8 o'clock tonight. NFL Network and Jaguars.com for that matter. Schedule release. We'll have instant reaction coming up tonight. We'll go around the NFL as well, and some breaking news out of Denver today with a wide receiver.
Not good news.
Not good news for Jerry Jeudy. We'll get to that coming up, but don't really know why it's not good news yet. It's that early in the process. Jeff Lageman is never in trouble. How are you?
I'm doing good. How was your vacation?
It's good. It was nice little getaway. And now,
Alabama?
Back, yeah, that's right.
Alabama. But by the way, Joe's list of home games.
It wouldn't be a bad schedule.
I was thinking Costa Rica would be nice to add in there.
The football games would get in the way, actually.
Maybe Illinois. Let's have a game in Illinois about, first or second week of November, sometime in there, and it just happens to be a lot of big deer up in Illinois.
That's why. I was, okay. Yeah, I figured there was a catch somehow.
Yeah. Or Iowa. Is there a pro team in Iowa? Let's make one.
You and Brandon Sheriff would love that trip for sure.
Hey, Sheriff would have us lined up.
He would.
He would have us lined up pretty good, I bet.
I think so. So we'll find out tonight, 8 o'clock. Well, we know the teams are playing. It's just a matter of when the games are, really. And there's only one that's been announced. That's the London game, obviously, the Broncos and the Jaguars, October 30th.
Right, and there's been a few leaks here and there about some games. Not the Jaguars, but just games around the league.
Yes.
And some of the expectations there. And I thought it was interesting and that there was an article that was written recently that talked about how the schedule kind of got put in a little bit of a cluster fudge because of the unretirement of Tom Brady.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's pretty wild, right? How
guy. Right. I think they had it almost ready, and then Brady decides when he comes.
Buds,
yeah,
right?
We're tight. He decides to unretire, we got to redo the whole league schedule now.
But, I mean, here's the reality. He's worth the time and the effort of making the schedule redone or to get it right.
If I'm an executive at CBS or Fox and I realized they didn't redo the schedule after, I would have been really upset.
Fox mainly would be very upset. Because
all the above. Anybody.
Fox, because
NBC, they got the Sunday night game.
Correct.
All of them.
Correct. But Fox, because they want to make sure that they can highlight their up-and-coming broadcaster who's going to have a 10-year, $375 million contract.
True. Good point. That's
wild. Awesome.
That's wild.
How about that? The guy is lined up for a broadcasting contract before his playing career is even over. That no quarterback, I don't think, has ever had, or any player has ever had an opportunity like what's being presented to Tom Brady, to be able to leave the game and to make way more money than he's ever made as an NFL player. Averaging $37.5 million a year. I mean, it's awesome. It's good. I mean, it's awesome.
It's great.
But it just goes to show you the power of Tom Brady.
Joe Fortunato, hello.
I just wonder if that $37 million a year will put him ahead of his wife.
No.
I think he's got a long way to go.
Absolutely not.
No, it's not even close.
He's still not there.
It's all in the same family, though, now.
No, but it's cool. I mean, I'm happy for him, and I think he's going to do great out just because it's Tom Brady, and he works incredibly hard at everything that he does.
A little more on the schedule release tonight. Again, 8 o'clock, NFL Network. Our special will air at 8 o'clock on Jaguars.com and the Jags social channels as well, Jaguars YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. What do you look for first when the schedule comes out?
Do you really want to know?
I really want to know. That's why I asked the question. What do you first look for?
Well, a couple things. First of all, I look at it from a competitive standpoint. Okay, how good of a start can the Jaguars get out to?
Yeah, who do you open with?
Who are they playing early?
First month. Yeah.
Because you want to be able to build momentum. So I look at from the first month in September, you find out, okay, what's going on? I look at the key holidays just from a family standpoint. Okay, what's happening for Christmas? What's happening for Thanksgiving? Where are we that week? New Year's. Okay, what's happening there? What's happening around my son's birthday? What's happening around deer season? Okay, so when's the bye week?
Yes.
We know when the trip to London is, which is, I believe, the game's going to be played on the 30th.
October 30th, yes.
So is the bye week going to happen the week after, like what has happened in the past? Will it happen sooner? Will it happen later? I mean, that's all kind of from a timing standpoint, because I mean, for our bye week, we get some time off, and that's an opportunity to get away a little bit. So there's a lot of things that you look at. I also look at it from the standpoint of JP. Are we going to Nashville in November when we get to see the leaf color change?
Oh, wow.
Are we going to Boston or a cold weather place in December? Seriously, I mean, those are all the things that you look at when you look at the schedule. And then what kind of restaurants are in the cities that we're going to be at?
Let's get serious.
I hate to say that, but we're foodies.
That's what it's about. From a player's perspective, you're obviously kind of looking early to get that momentum, and then that bye week is key, so you can kind of get your body going and right.
I don't think the only thing that the players care about when it comes to the bye week, I think, is the proximity of when it's going to happen. I don't think they care whether it's week 8, 9, 10, 11, as long as it's somewhere in the middle of the season. If it happens incredibly early, the players will be highly disappointed. And so that's the only thing that I think players look at from that standpoint from the bye week. But the players definitely look at the teams that they're going to play early in the schedule as far as the momentum building games that I talked about. They also look at the cold weather games. Okay, late in the season, are you going to Green Bay in December? Are you going to Buffalo in December? I'm just throwing out places that typically can be very cold. When you were a northern climate team, you looked and saw, for example, if you were playing in the same division as the Miami Dolphins, if you're the New York Jets, are you going to see them at their place in December? Because, okay, you're acclimated to the cold in December. You don't want to go down and play in Miami in December. You'd rather go to Miami in September because you're used to the heat.
It's hot everywhere.
Exactly. So, I mean, from a player standpoint, I think those are the things that are important. Also, the division games, where they fall. And we've seen now that the league has gone towards having a lot of division games built up at the back end of the schedule to make things obviously very important when it comes to playoff implications.
Now, over at least the recent history, last decade or so, the Jaguars really haven't had to worry about this, but the primetime games, how many primetime games? The last time the Jaguars were on Monday Night Football was 2011. The last time they were on Sunday Night Football was 2008. It's been a while. You have to perform well, obviously, on the field for a number of years to get that recognition, to get those eyeballs on you, and it's going to be tough to. I mean, they've had Thursday night games. Obviously, they rotate those around. That could be expected again.
Well, when you play for a team like Jacksonville and you haven't been very good lately, you're hoping that you may end up getting one national game besides a typical Thursday game, because you're going to have a Thursday game. Everybody has to play a Thursday game. And so will that be the only national exposure, or might you get a Monday night game? The chances of getting a Sunday night game for this football team are nil.
I mean, unless you're winning 10 games late in the year and they flex you in. That's the only way right now.
And they're not going to be on the schedule during the season. It's not going to happen. And so,
they were on the schedule, I think, in 18, but then they got flexed out.
They got the boot.
They got flexed out. See you later.
But the expectation to even make a Monday night game, I think, would be, maybe far exceeding the expectations. I mean, this football team hasn't been good.
No.
I mean, picked number one overall for the last 2 years. So if anybody's expecting to have Monday night exposure, I mean, no, that's not going to happen. I think it would be shocking if it happens. Now, typically, and in the past, you've seen some teams that played a poor team on Monday night or viewed as a poor team on Monday night just because it was, the other team was really good. Could that happen? Maybe. but I don't expect it. I don't expect it with this, especially because of the extended schedule. So now the Monday night has more opportunities to get more matchups, better matchups, and I don't think that'll happen. Look, you got to start winning ball games.
Win.
To get the expectations of, okay, are we going to have a national TV game? And it's not a matter of, it's disrespect. No, it's not disrespect. It's a matter of
not playing well.
Yeah, you're not playing good enough football, not nearly good enough football.
You're catering to a national audience at that point, and a team that's not winning is not going to cater to that audience. That's how it works.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting, and since you lose the home game opportunity here, the one that goes to London where you're playing the Denver Broncos, so you still have 7 games left, okay, to be able to play here at home, not 8.
7.
7.
Because the one in London is the 8th. So here are the 7 opponents coming to Jacksonville this year. That's already been out there, obviously. So the Titans, the Colts, the Texans, of course. The Raiders, the Giants, and the Ravens are coming to Jacksonville this year. And the Cowboys, too.
But which is the Cowboys are going to be a big draw. The Giants are going to be a big draw. The Ravens, I think, will be a big draw. When I say big draw, from within the market and from outside the market as far as selling tickets. The ones that I think that are always going to be difficult are the ones that are in the division, Tennessee and Indianapolis. So you hope that you get a favorable slot for those games from a ticketing standpoint.
And just from a competitive standpoint, I mean, it's a tough home schedule. The Ravens are a pretty good football team. They just missed last year. Raiders got in last year. The Cowboys are always knocking on the door. I mean, the Titans are the Titans. You know that? I mean, that can be a difficult run. And then the road schedule, you got to go to the other side of the AFC West also. You're going to Kansas City and –
oh, boy.
I mean, it is. And L.A., the Chargers. I mean,
boy.
That whole division is on the schedule this year, and it's difficult.
Well, going to L.A. to play the Chargers, I don't think it's not like we're not talking about a hostile environment. It's just a good football team.
A really good
football team with a good quarterback that had some great offseason acquisitions and trades that they were able to make. So I think it's going to be a tough matchup there. Kansas City, that's a hostile environment now, and that's Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. That's about as if somebody wanted to take, and then just throwing this out there, if there's a Jaguars fan that was sitting there going, you know what, I really would like to maybe, once the schedule comes out, take a good look at it and make a road trip. For me, and read the road games off again, real quick. Okay?
Stand by.
And with not the division ones, because Nashville is always the place to go to within the division. Indianapolis has got a good downtown. But if there's some fans that are looking at maybe going to another game in another market where the road games
all right,
right
so
now.
You mentioned Kansas City. The Jags are in Detroit as well.
Not a place to go to.
It's indoors. You got that going for you.
That's about all that's going they got going for them in Detroit right now.
At the Jets.
It's not, I mean, first of all, if you want to go to the city, that's a great place, but you're not near the city when you're at the stadium, okay? You're still a pretty good jump away. Keep going.
Washington.
Washington is out in the middle of nowhere land, Maryland. You can stay in Baltimore, you can stay in D.C., and so really, I mean, I'm trying to be serious here, and that there are a lot of fans that want to go to a great place to see a great game and also to get maybe a little bit of local flavor. Keep going.
Let's see. Those are the ones out of division.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, the one at the top of my list out of the division is Kansas City. Kansas City's got, first of all, it's a great environment. It's a great stadium. It has Kansas City is a cool town, has lots of things to choose from. So out of all of the non-divisional road games, that would probably be at the top of my list. New York would be up there just because it's New York, and New York is great. But, I mean, in the division, Nashville's always king.
If you're into D.C. and doing all that stuff, the museums and things on Saturday, that might be cool.
Yes, but again, the stadium is not near D.C.
Yeah, but it's out in Maryland.
Literally,
it's closer to flying to Baltimore's airport to get to the stadium.
Yes, I mean it's literally if you were to look at a map and you look at Baltimore and D.C. and go put your finger right between the two of them, that's where that stadium is at.
And it's horrible traffic. just a nightmare in and out of there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. Now, I will tell you this. If you were going to Baltimore, I would tell you that's a great place to go to. It's got a lot of things to do in the city. It looks not my favorite city.
I mean,
but the stadium.
The stadium's right there on the harbor.
It's a great, yeah. But, I mean, Nashville, I can tell you this, Nashville's an awesome city. It's a great place to go to. It's a great place to visit. Music Row, great restaurants, great music, great entertainment. They've got the Coliseum downtown there where they've got hockey and different events that are happening. Indianapolis, I think, is a good town as far as it's everything is right there. When you go to Indianapolis, you can take an Uber from the airport to the downtown, and you don't have to do any Ubers while you're downtown. You can walk everywhere.
I don't think I've had a bad time in Nashville, ever.
I've had a couple bad mornings in Nashville.
Yeah, I think we all might have at one point. Hey, we'll come back in a moment, and rookie minicamp starts tomorrow. What to look for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, not open to the public, but we'll get into some of the players, and some of the rookies are beginning to sign their contracts today as well. The Jags are future-focused and ready for a new look in 2022. Join us at the bank this season as head coach Doug Peterson and quarterback Trevor Lawrence lead the charge. Lock in your seats at jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We are off and running. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Brooks Rehabilitation is looking for exceptional nurses who want to work where miracles happen. They're hiring for RN, LPN, HHA, and CNA positions across their inpatient, skilled nursing, and home healthcare settings. Brooks nurses serve as leaders, advocates, change agents, and care coordinators for their patients. They offer flexible schedules, career advancements, and continuing education, competitive pay, plus bonuses, shift premiums, and sign-on bonuses. Apply now at brooksrehab.org/nurse careers.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Hi folks, Frank Frangie here to tell you where to find the most authentic Southern Pit barbecue in all of Jacksonville. That's right, Bono's. For 72 years, Bono's has been smoking real pit barbecue right here on the First Coast. Smoked for hours, served in minutes, and always cut to order. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field. Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you want great barbecue, head to Bono's today. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Thank you, America, for making Ford F-Series the best-selling trucks for the 45th straight year. And it's no wonder when you have an F-150 with best-in-class payload and Super Duty with best-in-class horsepower, you know that F-Series is not only built for America, they're built for you. Get to your local Ford dealer, check out the entire lineup, and you'll see why the #1 truck in America for 45 straight years can only be Ford F-Series. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year sales.
Your family isn't like anyone else's. Your home shouldn't be either. At Dreamfinders Homes, you can build the home of your dreams in one of their 30-plus communities in Northeast Florida. Choose from luxury single-family homes or maintenance-free townhomes from the 300s. Dreamfinders specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. To find out more, call 904-431-0006 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
there are two really good players there in both Trayvon and Aidan at the top of our draft board, and you know, let me just go back a little bit. You know,
sure.
Obviously Cam Robinson, you know, our left tackle, we were able to get his contract done, you know, prior to the draft and keep him here. I think he, you know, sky's the limit with him. So solidifying our offensive line that way really kind of helped too in some of the decisions we made in the draft. And then we look at these two players, and both are high character guys. Both will be great in our room, in our locker room, good leaders. You know, and for us it was just the potential, the upside, the things that we saw. And you know, as you know, Rich, I mean, as coaches, we're privy to a lot of film and a lot of conversations that a lot of people don't get, right? And a lot of information, and part of our job is to gain that information. And we just felt at the time that, and even sitting here today, that, you know, the best for our organization was Trayvon Walker.
That's head coach Doug Peterson on the Rich Eisen Show yesterday. Syndicated nationally, also on the Peacock Network. Our courtesy to them. And welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman, Joe Fortunato, Brent Reaver. And the Jaguars have rookie minicamp coming up starting tomorrow. And that was the conversation. Why did you pick Trayvon Walker over Aidan Hutchinson? Rich Eisen's a noted Michigan alumnus. That's why he had a little vested interest in the question there. So that was the answer. Little upside, and reports today that Trayvon Walker has come to that they've come to the agreement to sign his rookie contract. It's slotted anyway, but apparently that's going to happen officially a little later today.
A lot of money, a lot of guaranteed money, as you would expect from first overall pick in the draft, and I'm looking forward to watching him in the rookie minicamp.
What do you want to see out of him like this weekend? It's not like the old days when, you know, Dante Fowler's year really changed everything when he went down with a knee issue, and they're running like knee 11 issue. On a
blew his ACL.
Yes.
Come on, JP.
It was.
That's pretty significant. A knee issue is like a little tweak.
Yeah, it was not that. He tore his ACL. Yeah. So, but that was, they had tryout guys. They were running 11 on 11, and you know it toned down a little bit, for at least in my view, since that time.
Well, as it should be. I mean, I think rolling rookies up in here and expecting and wanting them to go completely full speed and wide open is insanity for two reasons. One, the players need to acclimate to what your expectations are as coaches. Okay, these rookies have been preparing for the draft. They haven't been preparing for football practice in the National Football League. Okay, they've been doing the handshake and kiss babies tour since the draft, okay, celebrating. Okay, so I think you got to have, I think, a lot of common sense with the way you approach a rookie minicamp, and that you're trying to assimilate these young players into your system and to teach them what the expectations are. Not immediately say, physically, you need to show us right now. That's crazy. And then the other reason, you have rookies that are drafted that you have huge investments in, okay? Trayvon's got what's the guaranteed money?
24.4 signing bonus, $37 million total contract.
Okay, but I think it's 24-ish guaranteed.
Oh, no, it's fully guaranteed.
It's fully guaranteed. Fully guaranteed contract, ton of upfront money. Okay, so you're bringing in the draft picks with, you know, Muma and Lloyd and all the other guys, Connor. And then you're also bringing in a lot of rookies on a tryout basis. So you have to be a little bit smart there too, in that, okay, you've got a section of rookies that are trying to make an impression. They're drafted. They know that they're going to have an opportunity to earn the ability to be on this team. There's another segment of rookies that have a little bit of a window, and that they're given an opportunity to show what they can do over these couple days. So do you want to have that group that's trying to impress right now going 100 miles an hour with this group over here that's trying to impress but then also knows that they're going to be here for training camp? I don't want to have the two of these groups kind of mixing together, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you have guys that are a little out of control. from the group that doesn't have a contract.
Correct.
That's here on a tryout basis.
Trying to show something.
That's trying to show something in a limited window. And I totally appreciate that and respect that. But you got to be careful. You have to limit, I think, the number of group drills that you do. You do more of the individual work, and it's a lot of classroom stuff to see how the retention is. And but physically, it's showing them the expectations. It's getting them to work into shape. I just remember when you go back and you mentioned Dante Fowler when he tore his ACL. This was a very tough, demanding practice that Dante Fowler was getting winded and his legs were getting tired. And I think that contributed to the ACL tear that he sustained in that practice because he wasn't conditioned where he needed to be. I truly believe that because I was watching him in practice going, this is not good. He's getting winded. Because he's going 100 miles an hour trying to impress. I'm a first-round pick. I want to show everybody why I'm a first-round pick. And then one bad step, there it goes.
So this weekend, tomorrow and Saturday, there will be a little over 40 players total that are participating in this. Of course, the draft picks, the undrafted players that have signed. As you mentioned, some tryout players are coming in as well. Jimmy Smith's son is going to be a part of this weekend, running back from Wyoming. He will be here as well. There'll be some light team reps, 10 or 15 plays of 7-on-7, but it's mainly drills, as you said, getting the lay of the land. What's the operation of the NFL for a lot of these guys who haven't done it before?
Well, you want to see athletically how they move. It's a firsthand look at some of these guys that are here on a tryout basis. Look, you know what your draft picks are. I mean, you've done a ton of work on them. Mm-hmm. A lot of the undrafted signed rookies, you've done work on them as well. And then some of these tryouts, you probably haven't done quite as much work or you don't know as much about some of them. I mean, you'd like to think that your scouting department knows everything about everybody, but that's not the case. Also getting to know some of these guys that are in here on a tryout basis. Do they fit your personality of your culture? Okay. Are they the kind of people that you want to bring in?
And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Thank you, America, for making Ford F-Series the best-selling trucks for the 45th straight year. And it's no wonder when you have an F-150 with best-in-class payload and Super Duty with best-in-class horsepower, you know that F-Series is not only built for America, they're built for you. Get to your local Ford dealer, check out the entire lineup, and you'll see why the #1 truck in America for 45 straight years can only be Ford F-Series. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year sales.
Shopping Publix with delivery and curbside pickup powered by Instacart makes getting your groceries more convenient than ever. It's basically the best thing since sliced bread, which you can order from the Publix bakery. You can also get fresh meats and cheeses from the deli, delicious produce, and Publix premium ice cream, all without having to leave your couch or car. Orders are available in as little as 2 hours. Prices vary from in-store. Fees, tips, and taxes may apply. Subject to terms and availability. Visit Publix.com/shop. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie here to tell you where to find the most authentic Southern Pit barbecue in all of Jacksonville. That's right, Bono's. For 72 years, Bono's has been smoking real pit barbecue right here on the First Coast. Smoked for hours, served in minutes, and always cut to order. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field. Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you want great barbecue, head to Bono's today. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hey Jags fans, this is head coach Doug Peterson of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everyone deserves to arrive at their destination safely. When walking, always use the sidewalk. If there is no sidewalk, walk facing traffic, along the grassy shoulder, a safe distance from the travel lanes. When driving, slow down, stay alert, and always watch for pedestrians. Remember, Duval, safety doesn't happen by accident. Visit alerttodayflorida.com for more safety tips.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What sort of drew me to here and really to him was just, you know, this kid is young, number one. You know, he came out early and he's a really good passer. You know, he's very eager to learn. He's a smart kid. Things that we've seen already here in the off-season program. You know, he's the first one in. He just wants to. He's a sponge. You know, and guy that you can shape and mold and really. Sky's the limit with him. Athletic, can move. You know, comes from a system in college where it was very, you know, play action pass and movement and RPO game and things that we can bring, you know, as an offense to Jacksonville and just his leadership. You know, the fact that he played, you know, the entire season last year. This kid's not a rookie, but at the same time, you know, we're kind of starting over with him and just building him from the ground up and you know, he's embracing that and showing really good improvement every day.
That's head coach Doug Peterson, again on the Rich Eisen Show yesterday, and welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. Of course, Peterson talking about the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman on Jaguars Happy Hour. Glad you're along with us today on Jaguars.com. Jaguars social channels, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and 1010XL AM here in Jacksonville, Florida. Well, Trevor Lawrence, yeah, that's going to be something to watch when the off-season program continues. Obviously won't be out there this weekend with rookie minicamp going on. But then the
which is
this weekend, yes.
Tomorrow and then Saturday. And then what I kind of have a little bit of an issue is that, look, this is great exposure for your football team and a great opportunity to help the local media. Incredible scheme that's going to be so different than anybody's ever seen in the National Football League. Hell no, come on. I mean, it's there are secrets, but I mean, you're not going to have the ability to be shrouded in secrecy in the off season and say, oh yeah, if we let one OTA open, we're going to let the cat out of the bag. I mean, come on, it's football. This is not rocket science, and I think that. And here's the other thing. I think OTAs, when they are open, it doesn't hurt anybody. It allows, I think, relationships to be built between and here's one thing I've always been a big believer in, and I'll never forget this. When I first came in the National Football League, when you had drills that were being viewed by members of the public, we had open. First time experience I ever had was when I was in New York. And we had a training camp that was open to the public. This was before the Jaguars even came into existence. Mm-hmm. And you would back up a one-on-one drill, whether it be pass rush or run blocking or anything, and you would back it up into a group of fans. And then all of a sudden, where did your intensity level go to? It went higher because you knew people were watching. Again, I'm not saying that the media is thousands of people, but I mean look, the more people, more eyeballs that are on your performance, I think the more, intensity focus that sometimes players can get. And so I don't know. I mean, I just think it's a great opportunity to have this football team be at the conversation, top of the conversation across a lot of different media platforms. And I think it should be more. I'll leave it at that.
I'm curious, how much will the quarterback, we heard him, Doug Peterson, talking about Lawrence there with Rich Eisen yesterday. How much of the full new playbook do you get? Do you get pieces at a time as the offseason goes? How do you build up the base level of knowledge of this offense? As so many coaches around him?
It all depends on the player and how much he can handle. So I think that's a big part of it. How much experience does he have with the terminology that you're using? Are you worrying about teaching terminology, or are you taking up to the next level? You know, I mean, when I say the next level, you know, when you're in college or you're taking classes, you know, like 101, okay, then the next level is a 200 level and then 300 level. So where is he at in the progression of understanding the schemes and the terminology? So how far can you take him, or how deep can you take him into the playbook based on what he's been able to learn already? And that's always based on the individual. And I think Trevor's very smart. From everything that I understand, he has great retention. He's extremely diligent. He works hard. He doesn't just work in the building, which is what some players do. They work only in the building. When they leave here, they don't study. And that, I think, is a major hindrance to that position specifically. You have to have somebody who is willing to put the time in and the commitment to be able to understand the playbook, because the playbook is so complex for that position. Playing defensive line, JP, look, it's grade 1. Seriously. Playing offensive line, I'll give Baselli a little bit of a credit here. I mean, he's 5th grade level.
Wow, moving on up.
Okay. Wide receivers, running backs, I mean, you know, it's probably about the same thing. But then once you get to quarterback, I mean, that's like master study. I mean, seriously, when I say that, I mean, because not only do they have to understand what everybody on the offense is doing, protections, but then also understanding defenses, progressions, and everything that goes along with running an offense. And so it's extremely complex, and it requires more than just punching a clock when you walk in this building and doing your work. You have to take that work home with you. And that's something that Trevor has been committed to, from what I understand, and that's what you have to have for somebody to play that position.
You know what's going to happen? It always happens this time of year, OTAs. There's coverage of OTAs, which is great. That's the whole point, is you're out there seeing guys running around. But the overkill of, you know, this guy dropped this ball in an OTA practice, and I don't think you're going to cut the team after watching some OTA practices, but there will be probably some coverage that does. That's just kind of how the nature is right now on social media too.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that with OTAs is that the camaraderie that you build, the chemistry that you build, the communication that you build, because communication is also something that has to be built. You can't assume that we're going to be on the same page, JP. How many years have we been working together now?
10.
Okay, 10 years that we've been working together, but we still have a conversation before we go behind these microphones, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And I think that the work has to be put in with players, especially in the National Football League, because things are changing constantly. Rosters are changing. Systems are changing. The way that the communication works between coaches. I mean, all of that stuff is changing. And so
it's all new right now.
Part of the whole OTAs is not just, you know, going out there and playing quarterback, and we're learning to operate the huddle. I mean, all of those things, but also the relationship that you're building with players to coach, coach to player, coach to coach, player to player, staff to coach. I mean, all of these things are being built so that when you do hit the regular season and things become extremely difficult and much higher paced, and the expectation levels get cranked up to the top of the ceiling, you can function and you can operate within that environment. All of that stuff is built at this time of year.
We're back in a moment. A look around the National Football League as we get into rookie minicamp weekend for the Jaguars. And we'll take a look, if you're watching this program, which is available on Jaguars.com and the Jag social channels, we'll take a look at the Football Performance Center construction when we return. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Brooks Rehabilitation is looking for exceptional nurses who want to work where miracles happen. They're hiring for RN, LPN, HHA, and CNA positions across their inpatient, skilled nursing, and home healthcare settings. Brooks nurses serve as leaders, advocates, change agents, and care coordinators for their patients. They offer flexible schedules, career advancements, and continuing education, competitive pay, plus bonuses, shift premiums, and sign-on bonuses. Apply now at brooksrehab.org/nurse careers. Your family isn't like anyone else's. Your home shouldn't be either. At Dreamfinders Homes, you can build the home of your dreams in one of their 30-plus communities in Northeast Florida. Choose from luxury single-family homes or maintenance-free townhomes from the 300s. Dreamfinders specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. To find out more, call 904-431-0006 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Hey Jags fans, this is head coach Doug Peterson of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everyone deserves to arrive at their destination safely. When walking, always use the sidewalk. If there is no sidewalk, walk facing traffic, along the grassy shoulder, a safe distance from the travel lane. When driving, slow down, stay alert, and always watch for pedestrians. Remember, Duval, safety doesn't happen by accident. Visit alerttodayflorida.com for more safety tips.
Thank you, America, for making Ford F-Series the best-selling trucks for the 45th straight year. And it's no wonder when you have an F-150 with best-in-class payload and Super Duty with best-in-class horsepower, you know that F-Series is not only built for America, they're built for you. Get to your local Ford dealer, check out the entire lineup, and you'll see why the #1 truck in America for 45 straight years can only be Ford F-Series. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year sales.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour. If you're watching on Jaguars.com, Jags social media, a live look at the footprint of the Jaguars Football Performance Center. There are walls going up, and there's dirt being moved. The old building, the old Cool Zone building and storage building, was torn down today. I watched them for about 15 minutes tear the final 2 walls down with a big crane thing. Or a dozer, something, whatever.
Wait a minute.
Some kind of machinery
the
tore the walls
difference between
down.
a crane and a bulldozer is
it had
pretty different.
It had
JP.
like 2 tank treads, and it had like a long kind of arm thing. Yeah, it was like a kind of a backhoe, but not
that
really
would
a
be called
backhoe.
an excavator.
That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
Thank you. But it didn't have like the scoop like on the gold shows. You know, they scoop them.
Yeah.
And the pay dirt and all that stuff. Didn't have any of that. It had like a pinching mechanism.
Okay.
Yeah. And it would like run into the wall, knock it over, and then it'd pinch something and move it off to the side. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Because, that's the technical terminology.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time in construction areas, let me tell you. But that's cool. It's going up.
We're going to call you Machinery Pete.
Yeah, right. It's a great footprint. It just keeps growing and growing by the day. And
looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And there is some news coming on the shipyards. That's on track. The cost going up a little bit. There was a report in the Times Union the other day for the Four Seasons, the office building, and the marina project. Going to have to ask a little more time because of some things they found on that property. The bulkheads need some work. The marina, a relocation of some underground utilities. There were some old gantry structures from the old ship repair days that they found underground there that they're not really able to build around all of them. They're going to have to move some of that stuff as well. They've also announced that PCL Construction is the construction manager. They've been involved in some other Four Seasons projects in other cities. And as we speak, the Downtown Development Review Board is meeting. I believe this is coming up on the docket either next or very soon in the next little few minutes here. for final conceptual approval for the design of the Four Seasons and the office building. That meeting started at 2 o'clock. They're last on the agenda today. So we might have some news this afternoon, which is, hopefully it's positive and a go.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to seeing that whole area developed. It's a long time coming. I will say that. I just remember in 1995 when I first came here with the expansion team and was one of the brave souls in free agency to come to Jacksonville at that time, was coming down the street there and looking and seeing all that vacant land and going, man, this has got to be developed at some point. There's going to be a lot of opportunity here, and here we are. We're
a long time ago, Lance.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, man. And really nothing's been done with it. And so I look forward to the day when they start doing something down there to bring a vibrant downtown, because here's the thing. That list that we went through at the very top of the show, talking about destinations and places that you want to go to.
Yes.
What was the common theme of what I was talking about with all these cities?
Entertainment, things around the
something
stadium.
To do downtown.
Yeah.
Attractions, things to do, things to keep you there. That's the beauty of Nashville. It's one of the great reasons why Kansas City is fantastic, even though the stadium's not that close to downtown. You wish it were. Indianapolis, with the stadium and then the downtown is fantastic. I mean, those are the places that become destinations where people want to come and see what you have. And so I hope that at some point that our city can get to the point to where other people around the league are looking at the schedule when it comes out and goes, oh, we got to go to Jacksonville. Finally, it's on our schedule. Let's go. You know what I mean? Because, you got to give them a reason besides just a ball game.
Yeah, and the beach, which is great.
Yeah, but
there's going to be some other stuff.
You got to give them some other stuff.
That's right. And it's kind of trending that way, of course, down here with everything going on around the stadium. And then on the other side of downtown, the Brooklyn area has really come up lately, and there's more development coming there.
We got a ways to go.
They're working on it.
We got a ways to go.
They're working on it. At least they're starting the thing, which is a good thing. Let's go around the National Football League. We touched on this earlier, but Tom Brady agreeing with Fox Sports apparently for when his career ends, 10 years, $375 million to do something he's never done before. He's never announced a football game.
No, he hasn't. And look, there's been some guys that have retired and gone to the booth, so to speak, that haven't done a great job. Joe Montana didn't do a great job. Ronnie Lott, and I love Ronnie, didn't do a great job. Some guys have a knack for it. Troy Aikman, fantastic. Fantastic. Baselli, fantastic. There's guys that have a natural ability that they can analyze, entertain, and inform. And you have to be able to be committed to understanding what it's all about. And look, Tom Brady has been a great worker throughout his career. That's why he is so great. And my expectation for him is that he will work extremely hard to be good at it. I would be disappointed if anything else happens, but it doesn't mean he's going to be great. But my expectation is that he will find a way to be great. And I look forward to hearing him. Tony Romo is a guy that works very hard at it, and I think he's pretty good. Sometimes he's annoying because he keeps guessing. Like that's part of what he's supposed to do. It's not always about guessing. It's about informing. And but there's guys that are really good that did what they've done for a long period of time in the National Football League and have become great analysts, commentators, whatever you want to consider them.
Joe, you'll remember this. How was Joe Namath as an analyst? Didn't he do like Monday Night Football for a minute? Didn't last long.
Yeah, Joe was not good at all. Not Namath.
Right.
I don't remember him doing that.
I thought Namath did Monday night for a minute.
For a little bit, just a hair.
But not long.
No.
Didn't last long.
No, it was...
Because that guy's got personality, obviously, but it just didn't work in that setting.
Well, look, it's just because you have personality doesn't make you good at doing a broadcaster's duties. It requires certain things. There's some guys that are great in studio. And there are some guys that in a game setting are fantastic. So, I mean, everybody has a talent, I think, and you got to find a way to bring that talent to the forefront and also to find out what that talent is to be able to make sure that it is highlighted to some extent.
Everybody's chasing the John Madden. It doesn't get better than that. It will never get better.
Well,
than
and
that.
look, I'll say this about
It's the
John.
gold
I
standard.
think John was a gold standard, and for guys that played the game, I mean, John was awesome. And not only did John give you great analysis, but he entertained with the way his excitement and the way that he presented the game was incredible. His big picture analysis was I mean, right up there. And I think Chris Collinsworth does an amazing job at big picture analysis. But there were times as far as game analysis that John Madden was off. I mean, off. I mean, sometime I'd be watching and I'd sit there and listen to what the play that he was breaking down. And I was going, John, that's not what happened. But he was so good and entertaining for the most part, and his big picture analysis was awesome. And JP, boom.
No, I mean,
those things that he did as part of his analysis in the telestrator, I mean, he was a maestro.
He could relate to anybody, football fan or not, and get them to leave the TV on that
Great
station.
guy to talk to. Great guy to talk to.
Some early announced games by the league. The official announcement tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time of the schedule. The Week 2 Monday Night Football doubleheader announced the Titans and the Bills at 7:15 on ESPN, and then on ABC at 8:30 that week, it's the Vikings and the Eagles. Week 4, the Chiefs and the Bucks play on Sunday Night Football. What a game that should be. Mahomes and Brady. And then Week 10, the Cowboys and the Packers. Mike McCarthy returns to Lambeau Field and a national game on Fox. There are 3 Christmas Day games, same schedule as Thanksgiving.
Christmas is a Sunday.
Sunday, that's right. So in lieu of all games on Christmas Day, they're doing it like they do Thanksgiving, 3, 1 in each window. And then most of the bulk of the games that week will be on Saturday, Christmas Eve, instead of Christmas Day. So that's interesting. Of course, the International Series games have been announced as well.
So when I was talking about the schedule, about what you look for in a schedule,
Yeah.
okay, are we going to be home? Or are we going to be away?
Yeah.
On Christmas weekend, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because what was it, a couple years ago, or was it 17? It was 2017. Went to the West Coast like Christmas Eve, right? Played San Francisco, got smoked, and then had to come back with Santa Claus.
The old rule of thumb is that the NFL knows no holidays. It doesn't. I mean, the
sport is part of some
It knows
holidays.
Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays late in the season. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, New Year's. It doesn't matter.
No.
There's no holidays in football.
There's no crying in football either.
There's no holidays in football. No, there's crying in football.
The Bears said goodbye to Nick Foles last week. They say hello to Jacksonville native and Bartram Trail product Nathan Peterman for a 1-year deal. Justin Fields, Trevor Siemian are there. Peterman in his career, unfortunately, 3 touchdowns and 12 interceptions with his time with the Bills and the Raiders. But good for him. Jacksonville guy still getting a shot.
Oh, yeah, good for him. Now, the speculation has been out there a little bit. Could Nick Foles come to Jacksonville because of Doug Peterson? I don't see it.
I don't either.
I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either.
No, I don't see it. So
that ship has sailed, I believe.
Maybe
not.
I mean, I don't know for sure. I haven't talked to Doug Peterson about it
either.
But I don't think that that's going to happen. But then again, what do I know?
Adam Schefter of ESPN reporting just a few minutes ago that Arapahoe Sheriff in Colorado, the Arapahoe County there, announced that Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy is being held at the county jail on charges of second-degree criminal tampering with a domestic violence enhancer, a misdemeanor. He's on a no-bond hold. He's innocent until proven guilty, so he might have to stay in until he sees a judge, whenever that is.
Yeah, that's
breaking this afternoon.
Innocent until proven guilty, but not a good thing if Denver Broncos are a good young receiver,
Really good.
new quarterback, new coach, new general manager, And that's not the kind of momentum builder that you want to have happening in May.
So it's been a busy offseason for the Denver Broncos. New head coach, new quarterback, this going on. I mean, it's a lot happening.
It was pretty interesting this week in that, I don't know if did you happen to see some of Peyton Manning's comments and John Elway's comments, because there's so much going on with the Denver Broncos. And that first of all, the Russell Wilson trade, the change in coaching staffs, you got general manager John Elway, who has essentially been in an advisory role to the general manager there because he's the one who named that general manager recently. Yeah. And then Peyton Manning could John Elway, either one of these two guys, be involved in the new ownership because the team is for sale?
That's right, all that too. I forgot about that.
The reported amount of money is in excess of $5 billion of what that could sell for. One of the Walton heirs is one of the prospective buyers and was just recently in Denver touring the facility. And if he does buy the Denver Broncos, and I don't remember his first name, that Walton, but he would become the NFL's richest owner, surpassing David Tepper.
Wow.
For net worth, I want to say that the Walton heir is worth like $150+ billion, $170+ billion, something like that, JP, which is a large amount of money. But on top of that, JP, the NFL ownership rules are so strict that it's not like you can have a lot of different groups buying it because they have to be able to sustain or to satisfy some of the requirements for ownership in the National Football League, which are very stringent and are becoming a little bit more difficult to attain because of the value the franchises have become so large.
There you have it. That's our look around the National Football League. Our thanks to Joe Fortunato, Brent Reber. Logs, will talk to you next week.
And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, rookie minicamp this weekend, tomorrow and Saturday. For Jeff Lageman, I'm JP